Clearly describe how your impairment prevents you from performing your job. The more details, the better. Your goal isn't convincing SSA how much pain you're in. It's about how your impairment prevents you from working. According to the SSA's definition of disability, your impairment must be severe enough to prevent you from working. Following these tips will help you present a compelling case. Tip number 1. During your application process, the Social Security Administration, or SSA, will examine your work history. They will specifically compare the physical and mental demands of your job to the limitations of your impairment. Tip number 2. You may indeed have a legitimate impairment. If the SSA thinks that it is not severe enough to prevent you from performing your job, they will deny your case. This is why you have to clearly describe how your impairment prevents you from performing any work activities. Tip number 3. For example, if your job requires heavy lifting greater than 20 pounds, you must have a clear documentation from your doctor stating that your back pain is caused by a vertebrae fracture which prevents you from lifting more than 10 pounds. Tip number 4. Another documentation example would describe how your back pain prevents you from standing for more than 2 hours when your job requires you to stand more than 4 hours. Tip number 5. It is paramount that your primary doctor needs to be willing to properly document how your impairments prevent you from any work. Tip number 6. This information is absolutely critical to increasing the chance of winning your case. Finally, tip number 7, your advocate, Mr. Kasmir, will help you work with any of your doctors to properly document your impairment. Contact Mr. Walt Kasmir, your Social Security Disability Advocate.